the Lakers have done everything. LeBron's going to be 41. Like, seriously. You got a 25-year-old star that you traded for, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's who you have to center around the team. The team was just sold. Traded all the young players, right, to go get AD for him. That worked out. They won a championship.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't string this along. An extension? No.
Rob Parker reacts to the Lakers moving on from LeBron James. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
Rob G, we're going to start with the Lakers, and there was some reporting done about LeBron not happy, panties in a bunch, with the way things are going on down at crypto.com arena. Rob G, can you fill us in?
One of the things that LeBron is really upset about is that the Lakers did not offer him a contract extension prior to him opting into that $52 million for next season.
So it wasn't right. He didn't have a choice to say, nah, I'm not going to do that. Let me decide what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. No, they said, no, you're good. You got it.
Yeah, I don't understand why LeBron is upset, why he's angry. You're 40 years old. You're about to be 41. You're in your 23rd season. They acquired Luka. They want to get him acclimated and get ready to, move forward with him for the next 10 plus years. So yeah, LeBron, you did good for the NBA. You made your points. You made your money. But it's time for you to move on. It's time for the Lakers to move on. Go ahead and finish out this season. You got your $52 million plus all the billions that you made on the court. So it is what it is, man. You got to take it for what it is. You had your time. You're getting old. Now it's time for the young fella Luka to lead the Lakers to many championships. LeBron, you got to get out your feelings. If you had an issue with the Lakers, why did you opt in? I'm sure there's dozens of teams that will be interested in signing you to a multiple year deal. But you took the $52 million and you're still complaining. Something's going on with LeBron James and Clutch Sports.
Are you coming in? Okay, that's
it.
In
fact, according to Shelburne and Windhorse, here's how they frame it in the story. If LeBron wanted the kind of Hollywood ending that only the Lakers can give legends of the game, the release date has been set. Spring 2026.
That's it.
And, Kelvin, I'm just going to say this. The Lakers are spot on. Mm-hmm. They are spot on. This is not you can't live in the past when it comes to sports. You fall in love with people or the Lakers did it with Kobe. Mistake.
Yeah,
you could say whatever the last 5-6 years with Kobe, a mistake.
All bad.
Too much money. Nobody wanted to play with it. You remember what it was? They couldn't make the playoff. It was not good.
Only thing with Kobe is he was a lifer. He did a lot for that franchise. And then the last 2 years, they gave him all that money. But yeah, you can say that maybe they overplayed their hand with Kobe. But he is a lifer, and it's two different things with LeBron. If you're LeBron, you're not a Lakers lifer. You were a Laker for the moment. You got them the bubble championship. Congratulations. They got you Anthony Davis. They traded away their young core. And then they traded the remaining young core for Russell Westbrook. So at the end of the day, LeBron got everything he wanted. And you can't forget about Bronny James. So it is what it is when it comes to LeBron. Get out your feelings. You did good for the Lakers. The Lakers did good for you. And now it's time to move on. Get out your feelings, bro. You can go to another team if you want to. Agree to a buyout. There's allegedly 4 teams in the mix that wouldn't mind trading for LeBron. See what you can do to work out a deal and get out of LA if you're unhappy.
Because they wanted to take care of Kobe and be loyal and all that kind of stuff. And you got to be careful with that. And in this case, the Lakers have done everything. LeBron's going to be 41. Like, seriously. You got a 25-year-old star that you traded for, right? Mm-hmm. That's who you have to center around the team. The team was just sold. If you're the Dodgers, you're living in the past. I mean, the Lakers.
You're half right.
Right? Half right, because the Dodgers have moved across the street. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see this as being disrespectful or not. When he was there, they paid him. They gave him the extension before. They've done everything. He wanted more players. They went and they got him AD. Traded all the young players, right, to go get AD for him. That worked out. They won a championship. Mm-hmm. They get Luka for him. Okay, wow. You know what I mean? But you can't string this along. An extension? No.
And then, talking about extensions, Luka hasn't signed his extension yet. So you want to make sure you lock in Luka Doncic I know LeBron, he likes the attention, him and Clutch Sports. They're taking over the media airways in the summer, but don't forget about your golden goose, Luka Doncic. All signs are pointing that he wants to remain with the Lakers. I think his manager made a statement. He enjoys playing with LeBron. That's his homie. They're cool. But Luka knows what it is. You led the Mavs franchise all those years, and now it's time to do the same thing in LA. And the only way you can do that is if LeBron isn't there. So again, LeBron, you got your $52 million. Take that money. Do what you got to do. Build that mega mansion in LA. I know that's why he wants to continue to play. He probably wants more money to fund different projects. So it's not going to come from the Lakers anymore. After this season, it's over for LeBron in LA.
Could be 41. This is the right move by the Lakers.
This is going to be the first time LeBron is going to have to deal with something different, and that is the first time not being courted, the first time not being wanted, the first time that he is in a position where he's second fiddle. And since he was probably, 13 years old, he's probably been that guy. Now, his disposition, especially early on, was to be more of a collaborative guy, bring the team on, high fives with everybody. But he always knew subconsciously it all revolved around him. And this is the first time, Rob, it happens. And people do that in life. When it ain't all about you, if you're an only child and all of a sudden you got a sibling, what you mean? I don't get this. What do you mean? I got to share? I got to do this?
Yeah, this is the first time in LeBron James' basketball career since he was in Little League, middle school, high school, that he hasn't been the main focal point of a team. He's been able to control the franchise, and then you introduce Clutch Sports in the mix and Rich Paul. They've been running with the NBA and sports, for many years now. But it's come to the end of the road for LeBron James, being the main star, being the main point of contact with these organizations. Yeah, they'll still work with you to a certain degree, but it's not going to be what it used to be. Yeah, if he goes to a different team, the 4 teams that are interested in signing him, maybe he'll have a little leeway, but it'll never be the same. They're not going to give the keys to the franchise to a 40-year-old. Even though he's one of the best players ever, it doesn't mean anything. The young bucks, they're coming in. There's a lot of great young talent in the league, and they got the keys to the league. LeBron James is over. You got to turn those keys, bro. It's time for you to retire.
And I think that's what he's going through. You mentioned a couple of good things. New ownership. I'm going to start there. New ownership, mind you, Rob, not a new ownership that's new to this. New ownership that knows what they're doing. New ownership that has continually had the Dodgers being successful, whether they're competing for, obviously, winning their division and competing for World Series, winning World Series. So the ownership is a little bit different. This ain't just the Buss family, who I've said a million times, who to a fault has been overly loyal to people who were in business with them back in the early 80s.
And because it's a mom and pop shop.
Mom and pop shop. They have that thing. If you've been with us, you've been through the ups and downs with us. We become loyal to you. We ride with you. This ain't that.
Yeah, that new ownership change, that was the official nail in the coffin for LeBron as a Laker. He got away with a lot of stuff with Jeannie Buss, Rob Pelinka, the Buss family. It's over now, Bron. You got new ownership coming in that's doing some great things in baseball with the Dodgers. So it's not going to be like how it used to be those many years in LA, even before LeBron, them being loyal to the soil, loyal to their players. Yeah, I'm sure they still got love for their players, but no one player other than Luka is going to run that franchise. You can't have 2 people run the Lakers franchise. It's one or the other. The owner and their star player, and that star player is Luka Doncic. It's a wrap for LeBron.
New ownership, while respecting LeBron, while appreciating LeBron, are trying to also move forward. And the day that the ink dried up on that trade for Luka Doncic, the LeBron era was over. Now, you can be a part of the Luka era. You can be participatory. We would love to have you on this ride, but this is now the Luka era, without a doubt. And I would challenge LeBron to see if this cannot go out bad. You don't have to go out bad because they didn't offer you extension. You don't have to go out bad because the team is now about Luka.
Well, not calling
not texting DeAndre Ayton.
I mean, that is I'm not saying you got to throw him a party.
Yo, welcome to the team, bro. That's it. So this is going to be something LeBron is going to have to deal with for the first time where, you are not your second fiddle.
Yeah, that's another thing. Other than the ownership change being a nail in the coffin, Luka coming to LA, that was a nail in the coffin for LeBron as a Laker. Him not texting DeAndre Ayton, the whole passive-aggressive thing that worked on the Cavs, That worked a little bit on the Miami Heat, but not too much with Pat Riley there. It worked back when you were in Cleveland the second time, and then your early stages of your Lakers career. But that whole, I'm not going to talk to you, I want more changes. Yeah, they're going to make changes for Luka first and then everybody else second. That's what it is. The new power of command, it goes through Luka and then everybody else as far as players. So LeBron, you can either fall in line and try to have a great retirement season with LA, either in a Lakers uniform or your NBA career, or you can pout like a diva until you get that buyout, or you can work on a trade. Either way, LeBron's time in LA is up.
And it's uncommon territory for him. But again, when you look at the fact that he's not a lifer, fairly or unfairly, wrong or right, them giving Kobe that deal, we know what Kobe meant to the city. We know what he meant to this franchise.
I get it. I'm just
I'm saying you shouldn't from a practical business standpoint.
I understand that, but if you look at the results, they weren't good.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. From a practical business standpoint, you would say it's time to move on, but the Lakers ownership said we're going to do right by him. He'd been here for us, and that was their prerogative. This isn't that where LeBron hasn't been a lifer. So you mentioned with Clutch Sports, they brought in a gang of Clutch Sports guys over the years. They brought in AD. To his credit, hey, he and AD brought them a championship, so it's been a mutual thing. He brought them some relevancy and some, they were competitive. They brought him everything he wanted, the guys he wanted, the coaches he wanted, and they even brought his son in. So at a certain point, you can the Lakers can actually look at LeBron and ask him, what more do you want from me? Because they have given him everything. We got your son on the squad.
What more do you want from me?
Yeah, that's it for LeBron. We got your son in the league. That was a major thing. The way that they took all that backlash from the basketball community, all those sports shows, some sports shows, not majors, because, they got to cape up for LeBron, Rich Paul, and Clutch Sports. So it's only so far that a lot of people can go. But for the most part, the NBA community, they're disappointed in LA drafting Bronny, him not being an NBA-ready player, him not, coming to the NBA off his own merit, off his own talent. It was really because of his daddy, LeBron, Rich Paul, and Clutch Sports, the little power that they had left. LeBron used it, and I don't blame him. I have my certain feelings about the whole nepotism thing, but he used his remaining power to get his kid in the league, so that's cool. But again, LeBron, get out your feelings. Stop complaining. You got $52 million. You can work on a trade potentially with those 4 teams that's interested. You control your whole trade thing because of the no trade clause, so he still has a little bit of power, but it's going to end in about 12 months. Sorry, LeBron. Your time in LA is up. This is Luka Doncic's team now.